friends, welcome back to my channel. So today is normally where I would do a reading wrap up for all the books that I read in the month of May, but I only read one book. Really no point in calling this a wrap up when it's basically just going to be a review of the book that I read, which I did do this as a buddy read with my friend Lindsay. I don't even think she's finished it yet because I don't think she loved it. So here's the book that I read in the month of May. This book is called People Like Her by Ellery Lloyd. I was so hyped for this book when I first learned about it. You guys know I love thrillers, and it was a thriller about somebody stalking and going after an Instagrammer. So I was like, holy crap, this sounds so freaking good, and I had so many high hopes for this book. I have not been as disappointed in the book as I was in this one in a really long time. So we're gonna get into it. So I'm gonna try to keep this for the most part spoiler free. There will probably be a spoiler section because there's really no way that I can discuss things that I didn't like about this book without going into spoilers. So I am going to make sure that I put something on the screen that says spoiler throughout the entire time that I'm giving spoilers, so that you can just kind of skip to the end, and I will also do a timestamp thing if I remember. So this book is short, so I mean, and again, these are just my opinions, so this might be your favorite book and you might love and not really hate the things that I didn't like about it, but in my opinion, I just feel like this book, I feel like the idea behind the book was really good. Where I think that it lacked is the main character. And I don't have to always like my main character. I love unreliable narrators. I love problematic characters. I really don't mind a bad main character. I just really despise the main character in this book. So she is a mommy Instagrammer. She goes by the name Mama Bear, and she has 1 million subscribers. And throughout the book, you do get kind of dual perspectives. So it's in her perspective and her husband's perspective and the person that is stalking them's perspective. So little bits of it. So you get to see kind of some of the things that are happening. And here's the thing. I almost liked the stalker more than I liked her. I just despised the main character so much that it made me not want to read the book. I didn't get excited about reading. I really honestly don't think I even got really all that into it until page 150, and it's less than 300 pages. So halfway through is when I finally was like, okay, it's getting good. I did like her husband for the most part. I did like him. I felt like I liked him. He was a little pretentious, but I liked him better than anybody else in the book. And I just didn't like her, and I think the reason why is because I am a mom, and I just didn't appreciate a lot of the things that she did. I didn't agree with a lot of the things that she did. I felt like she was just a crappy person, and I really didn't care what happened to her. I cared what happened to her children. I cared about what happened to her husband. But if the stalker came in and killed her, I wouldn't have any emotional response to that. I know that sounds a little messed up, but I felt so disconnected with this character because of it. There was really nothing that I felt about her that was redeemable. She was rude and entitled and manipulative. Incredibly manipulative is how I felt. And again, there are plenty of not great characters that I do like. I just think, again, I went into it as a parent, reading about the way she parents and the way she puts, I think a lot of it was also because I don't like how she put her children, not just put her children online, but just because I don't understand the whole mommy Instagrammer, mommy blogger, mommy vlogger thing. I did write a mommy blog, but at the time I changed my kids' names. I still didn't post pictures about them. I was very careful because I wanted it to be about me sharing my experience and not ever be a thing where I monetize my children. And I don't understand those Instagrammers that do. because she wasn't just like an Instagrammer that happened to put her kids online. Like, she was monetizing her children. And that's really where I think I just didn't jive with her. So here's what I'm gonna get into. Again, I think I'm getting kind of into spoiler territory. So I'm just gonna say I didn't like her. I didn't respond to her. I'm gonna get into the spoiler portion now, because honestly, that's really all I can say, is that I didn't react well to this character, and I didn't care about what happened to her. And it really drove down my rating of the book. And then it further went down at the end. So here's where I'm going to get into the spoilery parts of this book. So this book follows, and I'm not going to give all the details of the book, but just the things that really didn't work for me. So number one, I did not like how she monetized her children. I know that that's a real thing that people really do, and I don't agree. I mean, those are my preferences, to each their own. That's fine. Like, if that's what works for your family, you want to post your kids online, like, that's up to you. You are their parent. She did was for a photo. Like, she wasn't present with her kids at all. She did some really crappy things. Like, where I really lost it with her was the part where her daughter was in the hospital, and she goes to the hospital to be with her child, and then she takes a picture to save of her child in the hospital, to save in case she ever has like bad press and she needs to like get some sympathy from people, so she can post a picture of her kid in the hospital. Like, who freaking does that? Like, who does that? Is that really how people think? And I just didn't like her attitude. I felt like she was very, I don't know, like just very uppity and very like, she lied about everything. And when it's revealed later why the stalker did not like her and why she hated her so much and she went after her, it's like, yeah, she freaking did that. Like, she probably did that all the time. Everything about her was so fake. I'm pretty sure she got pregnant. They didn't actually say she got pregnant for this reason, but she was trying to start a shoe vlog or shoe account that wasn't going anywhere. So she talked to that agent lady that was like, listen, you either have to have a mental breakdown or have a child. Let me know which one you decide. And 3 weeks later, she's pregnant. Like, or like a month later, she goes in with her pregnancy test. So like, I'm pretty sure she got pregnant on purpose just because she wanted to make a career out of being a parent. Like, who does that? Like, who does that? Everything she did was about pretending to be authentic with people, and it's just like ridiculous. In fact, I was also watching these like anti-MLM videos recently, and they're talking about the copy and paste and the responses that MLM people give people, and how they're all canned responses that you think it's a real one-on-one conversation, and it's really just copy and paste responses to your DMs. And she was doing that with people that were commenting to her or messaging her. Like, I just felt like she was the worst. I liked the stalker more than I liked her, almost. The one person I really did, I mentioned this earlier, that I did like was her husband. I did like him literally until the very end. First of all, why was the epilogue basically the end of the book? Like, I don't feel like the epilogue was used in the correct context. I did not like that. I also hated what they did in that epilogue. All of a sudden, he saves his wife. She's no longer Mama Bear, and he's taking over as Papa Bear. Like, so he sells out, and now he's doing all of the things that he was critiquing his wife for doing. That at one point, he even questioned whether or not he wanted to be with her because she was doing these things. And he's just like, now he's Papa Bear, and he's giving the speeches, and he's got the fame, and he's going on TV, and he's taken over the account, and now he's monetizing his family and their tragedy. Like, his wife almost died, his baby almost died, and he's out there monopolizing it, or like monetizing it. And I'm just like, I liked you, dude. I liked you all the way up until the end, but now I can't with you. I just can't with you. So I feel like the idea of a book like this is great in theory, but another thing too, editing is gonna be a bitch. The winter thing. The assistant coming in and then stealing stuff and then staging the robbery and then selling the family photos online. And then there was literally like they had like one line about what the follow-up on that, and I don't even remember what they did. Like, I'm sorry, that needed to have an actual, like, I needed to feel some resolution on that one. that was crazy. I also think it was a stretch, and I think it was a really dumb story. Like, it was a dumb place to take that storyline. Did not like that. I also would love to know what happened with her best friend. Oh, and when she, oh my god, you guys, like, when she steals her best friend's baby loss story for that TV show, I just, stalker taker, like, I don't give a fuck. Like, the only reason I cared about that whole situation when she was taken was because the baby was there. Like, if it was just her, I'd be like, whatever. I don't care. Whatever. I'm over it. So, like, just kill her, let the story be over. Like, I don't care. But the baby was really sad. Like, the fact that the baby almost died was not okay with me. But that's my thoughts. I'm not great at doing reviews. I feel like this one definitely had to be spoilery. So if you read the book, these are my thoughts on it. It was definitely, I gave it a 3-star, but honestly, talking about it, I almost feel like I should drop it down to like a 2.5 star, because I didn't really enjoy much of reading this story at all. And I think 3 stars is a little generous. I really do. I just didn't like it. So that's my thoughts. I do like the cover though, so maybe I'll keep it at 3 stars because I like the cover. But I'm just like, I'm just so disappointed with this story. I think the opening was great. Like, the prologue was really good. The epilogue was trash, and everything in the middle was just hot garbage. Like, it was just not great. So this book does not do it for me. So if you have any other stories like this though that you do know of, recommend them down below, because I do like the premise. I like the idea of a person on social media, a famous like Instagrammer, like something like that, being stalked by somebody, one of their fans. I really like the premise. I just think the execution on this one was not great. So if you know of a book that's similar in that kind of premise that I should check out, let me know, because I will definitely read it, and hopefully it will be better than People Like Her, because this did not bring me joy. Make sure you are following me over on Instagram and on TikTok, because I did post my June TBR, and this one is a doozy, because I had such a crappy reading month in May that I want to have a fantastic reading month in June. So head over there, check out what I'm reading, and then we will do another wrap up. And then the wrap up that we're going to do in July will actually be a true wrap up, because the idea is that I'm going to read like a lot of books, like 7 books, so we'll have a lot of different things to talk about. So if you read this book, let me know your thoughts down below. Remember, try to keep the comments non-spoilery, but you can totally DM me on Instagram, and we can go back and forth and trash this book all day long. So I will leave all my social media handles down below. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please do, because it really helps me out, and give this one a like as well. With that, I'm going to go have some dinner. So you go write some words and read a good book, please. And I will see you guys very soon. Bye!